Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bayer in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here. It's great. It's Taco Tuesday, and I hope all your taco dreams come true. Man, I am so excited. We sit here 121 days, 10 hours, 38 minutes, and 30 seconds away from kickoff of the 2023 season. Tomorrow night, we have the schedule release, and things are going to be different than what it used to be. Growing up and watching football, it's amazing to me how much things have changed. I remember, being a kid, a teenager and stuff, and on Sunday mornings at 12:30, the NFL Today would come on for 30 minutes. That was the preview, okay? Yeah, seriously. You had Jimmy the Greek there who would do his pick section and stuff. You had Jane Kennedy there. You had, God, I can't remember all the people that were on there and stuff. Irv Cross and things. And that's all you got, 30 minutes. And you knew that CBS had the AFC games and NBC had the NFC games. That's just the way it was. Fox wasn't even an issue. Fox was still, just kind of like that, Channel 50 station and stuff that was kind of, just wasn't even thought about having sports. But now with the new schedule, the new NFL that has Amazon Prime, now we're going to have a Black Friday game. The NFL is going right after college football. The day after Thanksgiving was always college football. The NFL said, screw y'all. We want Black Friday. The NFL probably will not be satisfied until they have a game every night of the week. And I think that they actually risk watering down the product too much. We've got this year where teams can play 2 Thursday night games. Now, I still think that what they really need to do, and this is just my own theory here, because Thursday night games is just not enough time. And I don't know why the NFL isn't on board with this, because it gives them what they want. They want the players to play an 18th game, which is crazy. Why not just have 2 bye weeks? 2 bye weeks. And you have a bye week before you play on Thursday night. Think about it for a second. The problem is you play Sunday. Monday, you're trying to just get out of bed. Tuesday, you're trying to install a game plan. Wednesday, you may be traveling. Thursday, you're playing a game. There's just not enough time for your body to recover and to have a great game. But if you play on Sunday, you get a bye week. You get time for your body to get back in shape. You start practicing on Friday for that game that's next Thursday. You'll have a better product on the field because there's game plans. You'll have players that will be in better shape because they literally just didn't get their brain scrambled and get them re-scrambled 4 days later. The NFL looks like we care about the players. The NFL gets a whole nother week of football. Maybe your team's not playing those 2 weeks, but I guarantee you're still watching football. The bars are still open. And people are there getting their wings, watching football. I know my ass would be out here that extra week with or without the Cowboys. It's time to start thinking about the players on the field too. And this way, it's not just about thinking about the players. That gives you a whole nother week of revenue. And in the end, we know that's what the NFL cares about, how much money they can get from us, Joe the fan. So now they've changed it up to the point where traditionally, forget that's about the window. The games, the leagues, the conferences are free agents. The games are going to flip-flop. So if you got Tony Romo on CBS, I can guarantee you'll see more Cowboys games on CBS because they like the drama of having Tony Romo, of course, talking about the guy who took his position. You can now have 2 Thursday night games during the season. Players are going to hate that. They just do. That's going to go over like a ton of bricks. We'll see the schedule release tomorrow. And you know, what's going to happen tomorrow there'll be leaks all throughout the day. You know, we'll be hearing tomorrow morning about, the season opener is going to be this. The Thanksgiving. And it'll be drip, 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 drip all day long. Now, I'll be down in, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, on Thursday. I'll be down in Waynesboro. I'm going to take one of my TVs from the studio. So I've got that in the Red Brick House so we can broadcast. In fact, I think we're going to broadcast from the Red Brick House. Getting closer and closer. Might as well start setting it up as my studio. So that's where we'll be. Now, this year, the Eagles will have the first place schedule, which means they will be playing more division winners. Here's the thing that I started doing this morning. Going back through, the Eagle fans are going crazy. They are under the, see, Eagle fans have a short memory, as well as the talking heads. The thing that's crazy about the NFC East, the Cowboys actually did one of those things that are few and far between last year and the year before. Typically what happens to a team that wins the division in the NFC East is they don't win it the next year. In fact, here's what's kind of startling is on average, since the 2004 season when the Eagles repeated back-to-back championships. Now, I'm not going to throw shade on the Eagles or anything because they ended up winning actually 3 division championships in a row. 2002, 2003, 2004. But I'm not sure that 2004, when you look at it, everybody else in the division was awful. Everybody else, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants, all finished at 6-10. Eagles won by default, much like the Commanders did that one year at 7-9. Everybody was just god-awful. But here's the thing that's kind of crazy is we won the division and we went 12-5, the same record this year before, which has only happened that a team that won the division didn't lose more games. It's only happened 3 times. Only 3 times in the last 20 years did a team from the NFC East not lose more games the next year after winning the division. In fact, sometimes it's just been god awful. On average, the team that wins the division, forget about winning the division again because it hasn't happened since that 2003-2004 season. On average, the team that wins the division drops 3.25 games the next year. Nobody has won more games the following year after winning the division. None. Give you an example. After the Eagles won back-to-back division titles at 13-3, which seemed to be, they owned the NFC East. They went from 13-3 to 6-10. You had our Cowboys in 2008 go from 13-3 to 9-7. You had the Giants go through, win the Super Bowl at 12-4 and go 8-8. You've had some really bad ones. You had us go win the division at 10-6 and then go 3-13. We had us win the division at 12-4 and go 4-12, dropping 8 games the next year. Yeah, now that of course was without Dak. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. When you are in the NFC East, you literally go off the cliff. So for the Eagle fans, you are fighting history and trends. That's not even talking about that teams that lose in the Super Bowl, only 8 times in 57 Super Bowls, 56 Super Bowls, has a team lost the Super Bowl and gone back. And only once since the 90s Buffalo Bills. So that's going to be a tough road to hoe. Now I want to listen in for a bit on better, worse, or the same. This is a little analysis from Max Kellerman's show, and see if you agree with it.
Yeah, I actually think they're going to be better. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over as many times. You know, I think Dak Prescott had sort of like an aberrational year. So I think this is a team that had a really good offseason. Brandon Cooks as a home run hitter, Stephon Gilmore on the other side of Trayvon Diggs, and Tony Pollard, to me, if he's healthy, he's a frontline running back. So I actually think this team will be better. I know it's a high bar with 12 wins, but I like the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're going to be better. The record will stay the same, but the team, the style of play, the things that they do will be better. I think they'll be the same as far as the record goes, but better as a team. You won't see them all of a sudden stub their toe in the ground when they're not supposed to.
Does that mean they're going to win multiple playoff games, Key, by stubbing their toe in the ground?
We're talking about the regular season, Jay.
Oh, okay. All right. Just asking for.
Where are you with it, Jay?
I think they'll be better. I mean, I think Dak will be better than what he was last year. I'm still like that defense kind of got called out late in the season, but I still think they're trending towards being better.
They ain't going to be better than 12 wins. I'm going to tell you that right now. They might hit 12 wins. It's just a lot of wins. You just look at their schedule. They have away games at Buffalo, the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Niners. You're going to find some losses there. Even the home games, Seattle, Giants play them well in Dallas, the Eagles again. Like, you're going to find at least 5 losses in that schedule. I'd say at best the same. Better, worse, or the same. Giants 9-7. Mike.
Interesting.
I think they're going to be slightly better. Look, things broke their way last year. Getting Darren Waller was fantastic. I think also where they were able to get Jalen Hyatt was a shock to me. So those 2 players really should help offensively. And this guy right here, Saquon Barkley, I think he'll be there at some point. May be a little bit unhappy if they don't get a contract done, but they should be better.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the same. I think this is a playoff team with maybe 1 win more, but basically the same. Darren Waller certainly helps coming over from the Raiders. Quarterback-friendly tied in. He's just got to stay on track. I think they need to improve on the back end of the secondary, get a little bit stronger there. Saquon Barkley, obviously, that deal needs to get done, but I think that they're probably right there at a 10-win team, so to speak.
We had 9-7 last year, Max. I think they'll be right there. I agree with Key. I think it'll be around the same. I know some additional pieces. So a lot of things broke the Giants' way in close games. So give and take on that, I'll probably say the same.
I'm with Jay 100%. I think the Giants, in fact, will be a better team, but their record will be the same because they got a little lucky last season. So turn that luck into skill, you still wind up with the same record. Better, worse, or the same. Bills 13-3. Of course, the one game was wiped out against.
So the question is what do we think is going to happen?
Better, worse, the same, Mike T. 13-3.
I think they're worse, not because they're much worse, but I think the AFC East has gotten better. I think we talked about the Jets, they're better. If Miami can stay healthy, they're better. So I think their competition has improved. I actually still think they can win the division, but it may be as an 11-win team.
Yeah, I think they're going to get worse. I factor in losing Leslie Frazier. I understand that when you lose somebody, okay, well, you know, Sean McDermott's called defenses before. He knows what he's doing. It doesn't matter, though. You still have, there's something about when you lose a coordinator on the side of a ball that's supposed to be extremely important to your team that you could potentially suffer a few games behind that.
I'll say slightly worse. I mean, Key, we saw that last year with Brian Dable, right after they lost Brian Dable, and how those changes were on the offensive side of the ball. But slightly worse doesn't mean that they can't contend for a Super Bowl, by the way, when you're in the AFC. So that's not hate. That's just thinking how grueling the conference is. And I do think overall that Josh Allen will be better at not turning the ball over this
100%
year.
with Jay this year. I don't know about the Josh Allen part. We'll see, but
he was a pick machine last year.
Yeah, the AFC is so tough. And again, I'm just looking at their schedule coming up, guys. at Kansas City, at Chargers, at Miami, at New England, at Jets. That's a really tough game now. At Philly, that's a brutal game. At Miami again. Even at Denver is going to be different this year versus Dallas, versus the Giants. That's a brutal schedule. There's no way they're going to win 13 games. I'm going to say that right now. But they're going to be a very strong team. The conference is just insane. Better, worse, or the same. Last one, the Bengals at 12-4, Mike T.
It's hard to repeat.
Yeah, I'm going to say worse, not because I think they're a lot worse, although they lost both their safeties, which to me is not insignificant, but I really look more at their division from a standpoint of I think Cleveland will be better with a full season of Deshaun Watson. I think Baltimore may be the most improved team when you think about what Lamar Jackson has to work with now. Nelson Aguilar, OBJ, Trey Flowers, like that's dramatically better from where they were. So I just think by those two teams getting better, that's going to impact the Bengals record.
Worse by one game. That's all. They'll be worse by one game.
I hear you guys. It's probably right.
All right, so that's good enough for us. We've gotten through our division and things. So the question will be is, can the Eagles buck the trend and, you know, the 13-4, can they buck the trend, win the division again, and not have the dreaded 3.25 game drop? We'll have to wait and see. If they do that, then I will definitely have to give them credit. All right, good people, we got lots of work to do here at the Man Cave before we get ready to go back down on the red brick house. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies. And I hope you have a great day. I'm going to try and get some work done because I've been so excited about Mozzie Smith and wanted to do some film breakdown on him and how he will impact the defensive line as well as help the whole defense. Just have not had the time to be able to do it. Unfortunately or fortunately, life has gotten in the way. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe